So we have Jon Miller on, and I have John on just because I can't wait. When are you going to the White House? When are you going to be in the pool again? When?
So I'm actually just leaving. I was there this morning, just kind of gathering sources and talking to people. It's depressing, and that's really all I can say. They don't want to admit that they're depressed, so they're kind of playing this game where they're saying, "Oh, there's other stories out there. Trump's DOJ is trying to take down Obamacare. Isn't that terrible?"
Wait. There are other stories out there. We can get him another way. No, wait a minute. The story is you've been wrong for 2 years.
You've been wrong and you've been lying to everyone for 2 years. I mean, CNN, you talk about CNN, I think they spent over 2,000 hours talking about the whole non-story that turned out to be a complete hoax. But yesterday, Glenn, I went on your TV program and said, I think they're so upset because they are, they are liberal activists. And for them, this has been completely destroying their narrative. I stand by that. I think there is another element, however, and having talked to some quote unquote journalists, I think that it's important to say this. This was their story for 2 years. And they showed up to the White House every single day thinking that this was going to be their Woodward and Bernstein moment, and that this was going to be the name they made for themselves, and they were going to take down this president, and that's how they were going to make their mark on the world. We are the journalists who took down the Trump presidency. I mean, the fact that didn't happen and this is basically over is devastating for them. And you want to hear what, the liberal journalists are saying, you just have to listen to the Democrat politicians because they sound exactly the same. And they're in denial. They don't trust William Barr's report. Has the White House seen the report? Is William Barr's judgment on this, should we accept that? Does this have something to do with Trump's DOJ? Eric Swalwell's out there saying there's still evidence of collusion. So that's sort of the line they're towing. But when they can't get that, then they're going back to, well, there's other things we can talk about. How do we cover this up?
Unbelievable. Hang on. I'm looking for the cut sheet. Here it is. Tom Perez. Listen to Tom Perez. Now, he's with the Democratic Party. Listen to what he said yesterday.
We know, in addition to the fact that the Russians tried to meddle, they did meddle in our investigation. We know that his campaign manager, his deputy campaign manager, his lawyer, Papadopoulos, Stone, all of these people were having contact. And so the question for me that remains is, was he compromised? Why did he say that he believes Putin over the intelligence community? Why did he talk about leaving NATO, things that put our national security at jeopardy? Why doesn't he release his tax returns? Why were they so hell-bent on...
I love this. And his tax returns.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a word salad. Those tax returns, his taxes, he's corrupt, Russian puppet.
Yeah, and how about his hair? What's the deal with his hair? I mean, it's crazy what they're doing. Listen to what he said. He had all these contacts, and we have to know, was he compromised? No, that was what the investigation was. Well, why would he believe Putin over the intelligence agencies? Because if John Brennan is any reflection of our intelligence agencies, it turns out that he was right not to believe them.
I mean, you got Joe Scarborough saying, oh, John Brennan, were you just like us and you were given, maybe not so good information? And John Brennan was like, well, yes, it turns out the information we were given wasn't as good as we thought it was. You were the former director of the CIA, dude. I mean, you cannot just get away with I guess it was wrong.
So hang on just a second, John. Follow this, because you're a very logical guy. You went to Columbia University. So you're a very logical guy. Help me out on this problem. Two things. First, on the intelligence community, John Brennan said that he was committed treason and that he had it on good authority that this was going to come and he was going to go to jail because he's a traitor, okay? Then yesterday, he comes out and says, I had bad information. At the same time he's saying that, the media is hammering Donald Trump because he said we should have an investigation on our intelligence community. Well, if you're the former director of the CIA and they're telling you, yeah, he was definitely, and they turn out to be wrong, wouldn't you be calling for an investigation? Shouldn't
Yeah, I can't
John
help you with
Brennan
that
be joining Donald Trump on that?
You would think so, but I think at this point they're such partisan hacks that they just don't. They're not even thinking logically. They're just sputtering out of control. I mean, the whole thing, and they should investigate where this thing started, because the whole thing was based on a dossier that has been discredited from day one, and John Brennan actually used that dossier to launch an espionage campaign against all of Trump's people. So, whether or not you can trust the guy, I think that's out the window. And the entire intelligence community has been, and including the guys at the Comey and McCabe FBI, they've been essentially conspiring to get Trump, for lack of a better term. So I think it is fair to say maybe these guys aren't the honest brokers you thought they were. Maybe these guys should be investigated.